Chris Tyson, a member of MrBeast's YouTube channel, is one of the latest LGBTQ+ members under attack by conservative and social media outlets. For a majority of Chris's time on MrBeast's YouTube channel, they have been considered the quintessential gun and truck-loving cisgendered male. However, speculation began when Chris's appearance began to slowly transform over the course of the COVID pandemic. In April of 2023, Chris tweeted that they have been undergoing hormone replacement therapy for about 2 months and has left the internet in an uproar ever since. There have been many reactions to Chris's announcement and lots of speculation of the future of MrBeast's channel and Chris's role on the channel. I have been trying my best to stay away from this topic, but after doing much research and noticing all of the circulating misinformation, I felt an obligation to speak out about Chris's transformation. The first thing that we must point out is that Chris has not chosen to identify as any gender. Instead, Chris identifies as non-confirming. For those viewers who don't understand what gender non-confirming means, it means that you do not identify as either traditional male or traditional female. You are just you, and that is beautiful. The second thing, I think most of the fear and transphobia that is circulating Chris right now is because most people don't understand what it means to transition or truly accept yourself as the person you are. And out of fear, we tend to attack things that we don't understand. One of the main issues that a lot of commenters have about Chris's transformation is that Chris used to be a gun-loving, truck-loving, conservative, cisgendered male American. But the flaw in that viewpoint is that most of those people, if not all of them, don't actually know Chris on a personal level. Most people are reacting of an idea of who they believe Chris is, but in reality, none of us actually know who Chris is on a personal level. The only thing that we know is 15-minute YouTube videos that are posted on MrBeast's channel once a month. That is not enough to determine who a person truly is. On another side to that note, a lot of people are scared that they are going to lose this made-up image that they have of Chris in their head. Most of these transphobic responders and conservative responders believe that because Chris is beginning HRT, that they are going to all of a sudden stop liking guns and stop liking trucks, when in reality, in most cases, that is not the case when you transition or begin HRT. For example, when I was younger, I loved dinosaurs and space, and still to this day, HRT did not make me stop liking dinosaurs and space. I also own guns, and I can't say I like trucks. Chris began receiving a lot of attention when they started appearing in MrBeast videos around January of 2023 and began dressing very questionable and painting theorists, a lot of conspiracy theorists, A lot of conspiracy theorists immediately began speculating that somehow Chris's appearance was the effect of another member named Carl. Carl, who has been open about his sexuality and stating that he's more closer to asexuality than anything, received a lot of the blame for Chris's transition. A lot of people began to say very nasty things, such as Carl turned Chris gay. However, Chris came out as bisexual long before he even met Carl in 2020 on Twitter. In that same tweet, Chris also explained that they tried to come out at the age of 16 but was bullied back into the closet by friends and family. Chris actually announced that they were separated from their wife for about a year in 2022. However, social media has somehow linked Chris's separation to his identity, because the first time that Chris was seen not wearing a wedding ring also corresponded to the first time that Chris was seen in public wearing nail polish. Chris tweeted in April of 2023 that they had begun hormone replacement therapy and had been undergoing the therapy for about 2 months. MrBeast and Carl have shown nothing but support since Chris's announcements and even joked about who's the better friend in their responses. Now, the reason I chose to respond to this on my channel is because I happened to come across a video of another transgender YouTuber who I no longer follow, because they were blatantly spreading misinformation and attacking someone of the same community without any regards to anything. And it was quite disgusting. However, this YouTuber, Blair White, did have some merit to some of her points, but she started off her video responding to some ancient tweets that Chris had posted. One of them reading, "Nothing gets my knob cranking like some lolly." Now, in her video, she explained lolly as the sexual depiction of children in anime or cartoons. That is not a correct or accurate definition of lolly. I felt really offended by the fact that she had exaggerated and stretched the truth in order to get a better reaction from her viewers. Lolly is actually a genre of anime in which the main character is usually a woman who is of age but has characteristics and looks like a child or underage person. But however, that wasn't what I had an issue with. The issue that I had was that she was stretching the truth just to have a better reason to attack someone in the community. If you're going to attack someone, attack them for what is at surface value. I don't see why she had to go through the extra lengths to exaggerate and lie about the definition of lolly just to have a better standpoint to attack Chris. Also, in her video, as she's defining lolly, she also says, don't go and Google what it means. Why would you want people to not Google and fact check your definition of lolly unless you're lying? Now, in response to Chris's tweet, yes, it is still very creepy. Is it wrong? I don't know. That's a debate for another discussion. Even Blair couldn't really say that they were in the wrong. She just said that it was very creepy, which I agree with. Another tweet that she brought up of Chris's following the lolly tweet was a tweet of him saying, "Bitch look good for 4 years old." Now, these are the lyrics to a popular meme song and video that had come out during the time. So I'm pretty sure Chris was reciting those lyrics as a joke. Now, aside from digging up ancient tweets, which I don't even know how she found because they have been deleted since, and the only place that you can find them are on a very, very few strange, deep, dark in the internet. I don't even know how she managed to find those, or if they're even real, because they could be just editing. We don't know because they're not deleted. But moving on to stuff that does exist and are real today and you can still go and point to is some of the things that she mentioned in her videos, such as Chris's son Tucker wearing heels. Chris posted a Snapchat of his son wearing heels, captioned, "Tucker chose to slay today." Of course, social media and all of the conservative media outlets went into an uproar about this, not because of the fact that Tucker was wearing heels, but because the fact that Tucker had heels that were size for him, meaning that Tucker's parents went out and brought him heels to wear and play around in the house. Now, regardless of however Tucker got heels, we have to realize that that's their family, that's their household, and it's none of our business. But on the other end of the spectrum, we don't know. We don't know anything about anything except for the picture. We don't know if Chris went out randomly and brought his son heels, but on the other hand, they could have just been in the store with Tucker and Tucker went all on his own of no volition and said that he wanted those heels. Now, for Blair to use this as a talking point, since she claims to be the only transgender person in the conservative world, is really, really disgusting, because her talking point on this was that she hates it a lot of times when parents' transitions somehow become their child's transition, which, okay, I can see where she's getting at, but it's also misplaced in this instance because Tucker isn't transitioning. Tucker just chose to wear heels, and I'm pretty sure that Blair, when she was younger, wanted to wear her mom's heels or play with Barbie dolls when she was a child. So for her to attack someone and their child for doing the things that she probably did as a child is just very hypocritical and very, very disgusting. Most children at that age don't know what gender is. It's you as the parent, when you see your child putting on heels, that you choose to tell them, no, honey, that's for girls. And luckily for Tucker, he doesn't have parents who feel the need to force those ideas of binary identities and fashion onto their child. At the end of the day, my opinion, Blair's opinion, everyone else's opinion does not matter. My opinion means nothing in this situation. Their life, their household, their family is their business. Now, again, I don't completely disagree with Blair. And by the way, on the point of the whole conservative thing, I am more conservative than I am liberal. I consider myself more moderate or something in the middle, but I am a little bit more conservative than anything. And I will say I agree with Blair on this one point, that she feels that people such as Chris are a little bit selfish for building a whole family, getting married, and then all of a sudden deciding to flip that all on its head and destroy those relationships and those families and hurt people in the process of transitioning. I do think it is a little selfish for someone to raise a family and start a whole family and commitment and promise someone to take care of them for the rest of their life and do all of these things, and then all of a sudden decide, you know what, I don't really like this. But I don't limit that belief to just transgender people. I believe that that's selfish in any situation. We love to pick on transgender people when stuff like that happens, but there are plenty of straight men who have a family, have kids, a whole wife, and then decide to leave their wife for a whole nother woman. We don't talk about them in social media like we do transgender people. When someone leaves their wife because they want to be happy and true to themselves and their wife isn't accepting of them, then we want to be in an uproar and be upset. But we can look at that from one side. It is also selfish on the other side for the wife to not be understanding and accepting of their journey. In this situation, Chris has not said that they want to transition to a woman. Chris has not said that they are transgender. Chris is just non-confirming. They don't want to be associated as a male or a female. They want to be Chris. And if they are separating because of this, then it is unfair on his wife to not be accepting of who Chris truly is, because she also made a vow to love them unconditionally. So if Chris had his legs blown off, you're supposed to still love him afterwards. If Chris decided that they want to wear nail polish and necklaces, then you should still be able to love Chris. So it is a little bit selfish on her part also. Nowhere in this process has Chris said that they don't love their wife. Chris is bisexual, not gay, so they probably truly really love their wife. And we don't know that it's probably just the wife who has a problem with it, which is selfish. Now, I will say that my opinion and my thoughts on the future of MrBeast's channel is that I think they're going to continue ignoring all of the transphobia, and they're going to continue making the world's greatest videos and having the time of their life and being supportive people for Chris. There's a lot of speculation of whether Chris is going to be fired, and I just don't see enough evidence suggesting that MrBeast is going to fire Chris. In fact, MrBeast has gone as far as saying that he's getting really freaking annoyed with all of the transphobia. So at the end of the day, people are just gonna have to get over it. Despite all of this, I still support Chris. I want them to continue being themselves and being happy despite what anyone else has to say. And I know that I said that my opinion doesn't matter, your opinion doesn't matter, and no one's opinion matters in all of this, but I would still love to know what you guys thought about all of this. What do you think about Chris's transformation and transition? How do you feel about Tucker wearing heels? Do you think Chris is more selfish or his wife is more selfish? Or do you think they're both just as selfish? I don't know. Just tell me what you guys think. I look forward to interacting with you guys in the comment section. And that's it for this video. Love you. Ja.